Yeah, I mean, for Kate and I, we've never lost hope, and obviously we've done a tremendous amount of research on missing and abducted children and know about many different cases of children who have been recovered after prolonged periods. But where it gave us a lift was the change in perception within the general public, that who maybe thought that Madeleine would never be found, or that she may have been dead, that hang on, children do get taken and are kept by their abductors for various reasons. So it's very obvious to us now that there's been a surge in people saying, oh, well, maybe Madeleine can be found, and we've had more people approaching us as well, and I think it's a very timely message to go out to those who may know.
But obviously you're both intelligent people, and you realise that stories like that are newsworthy because they're so unusual.
Then actually what's happened to Madeleine is very unusual in itself. You know, there's not many, I mean, I can't think of a case since Ben Needham other than Madeleine that this has happened to a British child, you know, on holiday.
Yeah, I think the thing that what we don't know really is how many children who are taken at a young age and the search has been given up and are presumed dead have actually been taken and are alive and living in another community. And I think that's a very important point, both from the information we know from the UK but particularly from the United States. The younger the child at the time of abduction, the more likely they're to be taken for another reason and being kept. And you can understand that because they're highly adaptable. Their appearance changes more than older kids. But you know, who could have imagined the circumstances of Elizabeth Smart being found after 8.5, 9 months, very close to her home, JC Dugard, other children taken in other circumstances. You know, there are other scenarios by which children could be taken, but people know about it or are strongly suspecting something's not right, and that's what the message today is.
Do you allow yourself to think, Kate, about the circumstances she might be being kept in?
I mean, I have done. Obviously, I'm a mum, and I think it would be impossible not to, on occasion, think about that. But speculating doesn't help, you know, and any scenario that I can imagine is going to be upsetting because it's not what I want, you know, and it's not what's right for Madeleine. You know, Madeleine should be with us, a family. So as much as I can, I try and push that out of my mind because it doesn't help. You know, it could upset me and it doesn't help. You've just got to be able to move forward really and think about what we can do to find her.
And how do you deal with that, Gerry?
I think
because every parent watching will think, oh, it's my worst
nightmare. I think early in the very early days, it was impossible not to go there, to the really negative places. And you know, we've had counselling about speculation and other things, and what you don't know, and it tends to take you to a negative place. I got quite good at blocking it out most of the time. And when I think about Madeleine, I think about the little happy girl running around in her house and on holiday and things. And Sean and Emily do a brilliant job of just bringing us back to
this is the babies.
Getting Madeleine back home. They say it all the time, and you know, they know what today our message is, asking people to help us look for Madeleine. And you know, they see stickers and wristbands and things like that and say, oh look, that person's helping us to find Madeleine. And I know we're asking the public again, but with a very different and I think a unique message. It's been initiated by law enforcement, which is very important, with Jim's global partners. So, you know.
To what extent is it difficult to have faith in the police? I'm not necessarily thinking about the police here, but given what happened in Portugal and the fact that the search didn't go as you would have wanted to start with, and we've seen what that officer wrote in the book about, I know that you're suing them as a result. I mean, do you find it difficult to have faith in the law enforcement?
I don't think, you know, what you're quoting is representative really of police in general. Kate and I have never been interested in irredeemable mistakes. What we've always been interested in is like what has been done and what can still be done to find Madeleine. And let's face it, no investigation is good enough for us until we recover Madeleine. And you know, in the best will in the world, these cases are difficult to solve.